Well, hello guys, this is Alan. Where to start? Well, I have only started shooting films for the past 6 months because I found my father's film camera in my old house during the last summer vacation. That's the starting point for me to shoot films. It's kind of embarrassing to say, or at least admit it in front of camera. I kind of lost my passion. Well, maybe not that serious, but I just don't pick up my camera that often recently, because I think I have hit a plateau stage now. But picking up film camera and have that tactile feeling, and not to, shooting film is a very different experience than shooting digital, I would say. I started to care less about, pixel peeping, lens sharpness, all that. I'm not against those things. It's just by shooting films made me I just started to focus more on the subjects that I shoot instead of, not that I don't care how they look in the frame. It's just because you're shooting film, and compared to digital film, at least for 135 film, they're usually less sharp, I would say, and they have so-called the film grain look that is different from digital because it's analog, right? So the grain is, it's fascinating, I would say. And I've uploaded three videos about film photography, but they are in Chinese. Well, luckily, or say unluckily, I found that for the videos that I took in Taipei with Rachel, some of them I didn't switch on the microphone, so they are dead silence. I'll have to narrate it for them. Alright, let's dive into it. And for this part of the video, we're just walking on the streets in Xinyi district. It's probably the most city-like place you can find in Taiwan. So if you like those urban look, this is the place you go to, at least for me. And I'm not too familiar with it, but it's kind of cool to take some street photography tour from time to time.
我觉得我比较偏及时行乐派，就是大概每几个礼拜，你就会看到我在哭穷。我就喜欢把钱变成我喜欢的样子。但我最近有在认真思考，储蓄这也是一件很重要的事情。我觉得我已经不能再这样乱挥霍了。
你说月光族吗？
对啊，我真的接近我就会觉得，反正就我不懂，就是我觉得啦，就是存钱，你的钱存着就一直变小，那为什么要存钱？你不觉得吗？通膨率是不小。
For this part of the video, it's pretty interesting for me because she had a pretty interesting theory upon saving money. She said there's no need for her to save up money because of inflation, the money, as time goes, the money is becoming worthless. But yeah, it's really weird. It's kind of true. But yeah, she's not normal people, so don't act like this, right? Because we average people, we don't get to do this. We still need to save up some money. And for photography nerds like me, I would need to save up money for camera gears, lenses, all kinds of things. Yeah, so just want to share this interesting part. Alright, let's continue. She gets spooked by the horn. Did you see the look on her face? We saw a really dope car, a Lamborghini, so we decided to take at least one picture of it. So what she's doing right now is describing what she saw through the viewfinder, because we're using the X500. There is a light meter built into it because we are using f8 aperture at f8, because we're doing street photography. We want more depth of field at that time to make sure more stuff would be in focus. But the Lamborghini was in shade, so I told her to open up the aperture to f3.5 to let in more light, and yeah, get this shot. Well, I think this is the hero shot of that day, where the Taipei 101's shadow is falling on to another building. For those who don't know, Taipei 101 is the tallest building in Taiwan. And at that time, how to put it with words? At that time, when we were taking this photo, we didn't notice the shadow on that building, not until we get the scan back. Right. Me and Rachel, we didn't notice that. But when we get the scan, we're like, oh dang, this shot looks so cool. I mean, there are some branches in the foreground, and the shadow on that building just look pretty surreal. But yeah, we nailed this shot. Congratulations. So you can listen how dumb I was. I forget to switch on the microphone. So the original clip is silent. I'm sorry about it. I'll try to make it work. I will try not to forget it next time. So we are walking back to the memorial hall where we started that day. We took some shots in the park, and there's some people on the bridge, and the bridge itself looked pretty oriental. Me and Rachel was like, oh, this shot can be titled when the east meets the west. Yeah. And she took a picture of that statue. And we just kept on walking down the streets, and when we were waiting for a red light at a crossroads, and we saw another really cool car, and I believe we have to wait up to 90 seconds, which is super long, and so we have plenty of time to set up our shot. I told her to shoot one in vertical and shoot one in horizontal, and both of them look amazing. And the car, I believe it feels like a English brand to me, and it's that vintage look. and the sun is shining on the wall of that building. It's just really cool shot, but I think I like that vertical one better because it's simpler. I don't know, the overall feeling of this shot reminds me what I have seen in Tokyo, where she is rewinding the film now. Just in case someone who didn't see the title or what, this is Fuji Velvia 100. This is a color slide film produced by Fuji, obviously. And she's taking out the canister and putting back in that little box. Due to the pandemic we're in, we have to wear masks so that we can get in the shop. And we intended to get another roll film, Kodak 500T. But some said the Cinestill 800T is the Kodak 500T removing the ramjet layer. And I usually shoot my Kodak 500T at ISO 800, and it works well for me, so yeah. It's pretty good to have a high-speed film because it's not common these days, and usually high-speed film are pretty expensive. So having Cinestill 500 is definitely a good news for me. And we have traveled to Ximending, and this is the west part of the city, and Xinyi district is at the east side of the city. They look pretty different because the east side, sometimes it just feels too clinical. It was built from scratch that would give people the feeling that it is modern. So sometimes I just don't feel like I'm fitting in Xinyi district, or let's say the east side of the city. Sometimes it bothers me. But in the west side, yeah, it kind of like, oh, I'm backing home, but maybe not that exaggerated, but yeah, that's how I feel. For the majority of the young population in Taiwan, we usually go to the west side more often, I guess. I don't know, or at least this is just my situation. Yeah. We're going to a really cool parking lot that we saw on Instagram, but it turns out that parking lot is just too far away from the metro station. We have to keep walking on the street for 3-4 hours, so it's pretty exhausting. We decided to see if this nearby parking lot would be just as cool as the one we saw on Instagram. I don't know, I think it would work pretty well if we go there earlier, because the sun is falling pretty fast. We are losing light pretty fast. And later on that day, I throw on my digital camera to shoot, and I'm using a f1.4 lens, and still I'm getting like I'm using shutter speed of 1/125. I'm still getting ISO close to 1000 or over 1000, I think. I'm not so sure, but the lighting condition is not that good. But overall, it's an amazing day, and this is a project that I enjoy. To give probably a total newbie that don't know that much about photography, and I only solve problems for them when they ask me. The rules that I learn, or say the skills that I learn, sometimes it turned to the limits that is confining me sometimes. So giving these newbies camera, and you can really see the original perspective from people that is not so limited to all these rules. I hope I can do more videos like this in the future, probably I will do it in English as well. I hope you enjoy the video today. I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.